What's up, YouTube? We're back with another video. This is every job that I've ever had and why I quit. We're going through the Justin Reese job profile. So first up, we have CVS. CVS, I worked at for 4 months. That was my first ever job, quarantine, sophomore year. I didn't know what to expect going into it. It was a long application process. Me and my friend Jaden, we worked there. It was cool. My boss, his name was Brian. Show a picture right here. I did not really fuck with Brian. He was like a 50-year-old like soccer dad, like, you know, a soccer mom but a dad version. That's exactly what he was. He was like, tell me about life advice and everything. The downside of that job was that you would have to be everywhere like at one time. You could never just sit, do one thing. You would be in the back stocking product or stocking shelves. So you're gonna call up to the front to try and check out these two old people when you're trying to stock shelves in the back. And there's two open registers, open self-checkouts right here. But they want you specifically to check them out because they don't trust it or whatever. Like, it was too much. The management turned terrible. Like, the manager that hired me and my friend in, he ended up quitting. And he was, like, there for, like, 10 years or something. So I was like, this all I know, this place is, like, run down. And I shouldn't be here anymore. So I quit and left my friend there with the new manager. Because I wasn't going to have it. I would give that job overall, like, 5 out of 10. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazing. It was a good, base level job. It just wasn't for me. Directly after that, I went to Blaze Pizza, Royal Oak location. And at Blaze Pizza, it was like, okay, so look, I went on Indeed, found a job. Somebody texted me off there telling me to come in for an interview. When I walked in, it wasn't even an interview. Like, nobody knew I was supposed to be there. The place looked fine, but like, I could tell all the workers were like slagging. They were just chilling. It was a bunch of young people in there. And the GM that was there before, he had just quit. So there was a new GM in there that hired me in. I was basically hired on the spot. And that should tell you right there. Everybody knows when you're hired on the spot like that, it's for a reason. And that's because they have no workers, because nobody wants to work there, because the establishment is trash. So they're taking anybody they can get. Now, I worked here for like 7 months, and it was cool. But again, like I said from the jump, the management, you could already tell it wasn't up to par. They started cutting hours. They started like cutting pay and stuff. And I just wasn't having it. So after that 7 months, I did. They didn't see me no more. But honestly, I made some real strong connections out of there. Like, some of the people that I was working with, I still talk to this day. Shout out Jalen, shout out Dylan, shout out, it was a whole list of people, but I can barely remember them right now. Then after that, I went to Cruise and Moore on Woodward. It was in, I think that was in Royal Oak too. That was just like, I didn't know going into that job, it was like a high professional, people cooking, ratatouille, like kitchen vibes. Like, fires in the pans, big as hell. Like, it wasn't for me. That establishment was like, it was like real deal cooking. And it's not like I don't like real deal cooking. It's like doing that at a job, at a high pace, high efficiency, high skill. It's not for me. I don't want to do that. That's not what the pursue. That's not the career I want to pursue. Okay, wait. Let me tell you. There was a good part about every job I ever had. The good part about CVS was that there is a Subway right across the street. And so I would go over there for lunch every day. And it was free snacks. Like, you can get whatever snack you want. But you have to pay for it. But, like, it was just accessible. Good part about Blaze Pizza, the Royal Oak location, was the hose. I ain't gonna lie. It was, because the pizza was 9 out of 10. It was amazing. And it was summertime when I got hired. So the hoes would flock in and, do your thing. Anybody that's worked at a restaurant that, like, actually cooks the food and everything, that should, like, you can eat good there. Like, I would go on lunch and, like, ask one of the cooks to, like, cook me a good-ass meal, like some chicken or something. Like, chicken parmesan or something. And I would have a good-ass meal on my break for free. Now, I worked at that Cruise and Moore one for, like, a month and a half and did, because I knew it wasn't for me. I wasn't going to keep working there if, I'm not. Once I figure out that I'm not happy at a job, everything is turned off in my head, and I like want to quit immediately. I start looking for jobs while working at that job still on Indeed. So after that was this solar panel job I worked at. It was back when I wanted to be an electrician, and it was cool. I had some fun times there. My boss was the biggest downfall of the job. I just didn't like his energy. He was too hardcore. The way that he would like explain things to me, he'd be like, basically he'd be like yelling at me and like talking harshly. I don't like that at all. Like, if you can't communicate adult to adult without like yelling harshly, like, there's a problem in your communication skills right there. You just talk to me like a normal human being. That was really why I quit. Um, Other than the fact that I found out I didn't want to be an electrician anymore. That was really only for a summer. I worked there for like 3 months, June, July, August, and I was out. Then I went to Blaze Pizza, but the Novi location, which is like across the street from the 12 Oaks Mall. This job was probably my favorite job ever, because just the people, my coworkers. The Royal Oak location shut down like a couple months before I started working at the Nova location. So all the managers from the Royal Oak one like transferred to the Novi location. And so I knew all of them already. Like, and they fucked with me, like, cause I was their best worker or whatever. And so I automatically had an end to this Novi one. And I was working there. I was doing good. I was meeting all these people. It was like people my age that I worked with. I still talk to this day. I had my little Benjamin. I don't have my AirPods in. It was cool. I would be up there till like 3 in the morning, like cleaning, and it was terrible. But like I got paid for it, one, and two, I was with people I fucked with, so it wasn't that bad. And I had music, so best part about that job is the customers again. Like, everybody loves pizza, so you get all types of people. Once again, the hoes, honestly, the hoes and the people I made from there. That was the best part about Blaze Pizza and Novi. That all changed though when this new GM came in. Her name was like CJ or DJ or something, and nobody liked her. Like, she tried to change everything. She was too strict. She tried to take control of everything, because everything was cool the way it was. Like, we literally functioned as a team. Everybody knew everything. And then she came in and tried to change up the ways, and so it threw the vibe off, threw the equilibrium off and everything. And so that's why I quit. They got a good 6 months out of me, and I was out of there. I went to Pet Supplies Plus in Royal Oak on Woodward. This was my last Royal Oak job. Let me tell you the tea about this one. Pet Supplies Plus in Royal Oak was wicked. It was like, first of all, it was a whole bunch of white people. It was literally white people galore in there. Customers, workers. But the two GMs, the two head managers, whatever, they were married. And the dude was 19 and the girl was like 32 or something. And nobody said anything about it for real. Like, I was the only one that like showed any type of concern. Like, this nigga 2 years older than me. He marries with a 32-year-old woman. That's weird. And she was an asshole, low key. I don't remember any of their names, but like, it was a whole little like family, like community before I came in. And so when I came in, I guess I disrupted their like flow or whatever. And I tried to get my friends in there. It was a whole bad thing. Honestly, the best part about this job was that I could have my music in. Like, so it don't matter. Music is like life to me. So I was in my own element. I would ignore people, like workers that would try to like get in my business or whatever. I would still just keep doing me. Stocking shit. It was a stocking job. It was easy. I would literally stock shelves with like cat food, cat litter, do whatever. But yeah, after 2 months, I was out of there. Then I went to Big Alora, which is actually in Royal Oak too. So I guess a lot of my jobs are in Royal Oak. But Big Alora, they had like, it's this pizza oven, like this Italian restaurant, and it was cool, but not really. I didn't really fuck with it. First of all, I connected with like 2 or 3 people out of this whole job for the 3 months that I was there. There was this one dude who would cook. He was like on Salton or whatever, and his sister was best friends with like Cash Doll or something, and he was cool. At Big Alora, I was just making pieces. I was topping the pieces and then like cooking them. It was cool because I already had done that at Blaze Pizza, so it wasn't really much different job-wise. But my manager Oh my God, he was probably my worst manager ever. His name was Alberto. And Alberto Perez, he had some like internal problems going on, like at home or something. He had some problems at home going on or something. Cause like his mouth was so slick. He would like just like I can't even explain it. He was literally like, and he would micromanage like heavily. That's one of my at Blaze Pizza. Novi, the new manager, JC. That's her name. JC, not whatever I said before. CJ. JC was her name. She would micromanage every little thing I did, and that's exactly what Alberto did too. Like, and if you weren't doing something right, he would like take over and be like, "Let me do it," and like say some slick shit with it too. Like, so I worked there a good 3 months, and then I would be high as fuck at that job too. Like, I would have my pens on me at all times. Go to the bathroom, go outside, take hella smoke breaks. This manager made the job so bad that I would have to be high. I would have to be intoxicated some sort of way at this job. And this led to me greening out one time. I got way too high. I took like 4 25 milligram edibles just because I was bored. And then I had the cart with me. And I was doing fine. I was like, I was cooking like the pieces to put the toppings on. And it started to hit me. I was standing there. I was like, bro, this is like, I just like got more and more like impaired, and I could feel it. And so I had to keep going to the bathroom to like take a break and like rinse my face off with water. I was like, I'm way too high right now. I'm way too high right now. I need to like calm down. I need to chill out. I need to sober up. But it literally kept getting worse and worse to the point of where I was like sitting on the stairs outside, and like I was just sitting there staring. I was like, what do I do right now? I'm way too high. I can't work right now. And so I just ended up going home. And nobody ever knew about it until now, I guess. But that job was crazy. I forgot to rate them. I forgot to rate all the I had to write them down so I didn't forget. I forgot to rate the job. CVS, that was like, I think I said that was a 5 out of 10. Blaze Pizza World, I think I said that was like a 4 out of 10. Cruise and More was like a 4 too. The solar panel job, that was a good 5. I would take naps like every single lunch in my car, and that was a good part. Blaze Pizza Novi, the first part before the new GM came in, that was a 9. That was a 9 out of 10. That was the best job I ever had. But after, it was like a 3. Pet Supplies Plus was a 0. I didn't even tell you. I literally walked out on the spot when I quit that job. I didn't put in no 2 weeks. I didn't put in no 1 week. I put in a weekend, a day in advance, nothing. I walked out on the spot. I was like, because listen, I didn't even tell you the story. So I was stocking shelves one day. There, and the GM's way of like saying like, you didn't do the shelf right or whatever, it's knocking the shit off the shelf. So I was in the dog toys aisle, and I was stocking the shelves. The GM is gonna come in that aisle after me and start knocking everything down and like taking the shit off the shelf. It's stuff that is already clearly, it's on the shelf. She took it off the shelf and like threw it across the... When I tell you I was livid, I was literally about to cuss her out, but I was like, let me not get the police calling on me about this white woman. And so I just had to walk up to her, and I was like, I walked up to the manager's office, took my Pet Supplies Plus shirt off, and was like, here, you can have this. This is my last day. I'm out of here. I never saw them again. So yeah, that job was a 0 out of 10. Bigalore, that was a good 7. It was cool. But that wraps up the Justin Reese job catalog for his life so far. My goal is to never have to work one of these jobs again, because I despise everything about working for another man, another woman, another person. It's just not for me.